everybody. So I'm getting ready to reload the batteries and cards in my StormCams, and I figured I would take y'all along for the ride, since I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all watching my storm videos have not actually seen the tech behind the videos. So here we go. Of course there's no storms right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and put in fresh batteries and cards. That way these cameras can film the clouds. I also do videos of clouds along with storms and stuff like that. So out here we're walking to StormCam 2, formerly WeatherCase 2. Both StormCam 1 and StormCam 2 are very similar. So StormCam 2, you can see here, is basically a camera stuffed inside of a modified food container. It has acrylic or plexiglass installed on the front for the camera to view out of. It's like looking through a window. And the container itself is covered up in aluminum tape. This is for temperature regulation. Helps keep temperatures down inside the case. That way the camera does not overheat. Because this thing, of course, will sit out in the sun for hours. And you can see here we have the microphone on the back. We have a vent right there that allows fresh air to circulate in. So we're going to go ahead and pop this off here. So inside here we have a Kodak Zi8 video camera. It's been modified to accept 18650 lithium ion cells. It runs on 2 cells in parallel. And there's the front of the camera, which is fitted with a fisheye lens, which is why, of course, you get the wide viewing angle. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these batteries out of here. And the thing I have to be careful about is when I change them, I have to make sure that the batteries are facing the same direction. Otherwise, if I put one in one direction and put the other in the other direction, it will create a dead short. So yeah, it's a little, I'm gonna say a little sketchy, but of course I have a background in electronics and computers and stuff like that, so of course I modified these myself. And the cells I'm putting in here right now are actually harvested out of a laptop battery. And of course it takes a SD card. I usually run 32 gigabyte cards in these. That way I net a time of about 16 hours of recording time on 720p. That's one of the reasons why my videos are in 720p and not 1080. The other reason is because these cameras, for some odd reason, when they're in 1080p, the field of view is more narrow. So that being said, I usually run these in 720. Alright, so we're going to start this up. You can see right there. So again, the 2 mods these cameras have had done, but of course the power supply. And I should mention, these batteries give this camera an extremely long runtime. So these cells are roughly 2200 milliamp hours a piece, so they're in parallel, so that's 4400 milliamp hours. The stock battery in this camera was, I think, like 850 or 1000, so huge jump. And my bigger batteries are 3400 milliamp hours. I'm getting ready to buy a new set of cells that are 3500 milliamp hours, and on those cells this camera will go for 10-11 hours. It's insane. Alright, so we're going to close it up here. And you can see I do have an externally mounted microphone. I just have a little 3.5 millimeter stereo extension cable with a microphone mounted on the exterior. So these cameras do in fact have stereo audio. So it's running right now. And one thing that I do with this video, aside from posting storm videos, is I actually time-lapse the footage. It's been years since I have uploaded a compilation of time-lapse footage, but I had the, like for example, I got years going all the way back to 2013. I got a post. So sooner or later, you guys are going in for a treat. So we're walking around the front of the house here. StormCam 1 is around the corner. So StormCam 2 faces southwest. StormCam 1 faces north-northeast. And of course, you can see in the window there is my indoor cam. It's just sitting there next to the sink in the kitchen. And it's exactly the same as the two cameras that are in the StormCams, or WeatherCases. So here's WeatherCase or StormCam 1. Man, this grass is getting tall already. So, similar deal. I'm gonna be changing out cells, and matter of fact, I need to go get my other cells. Okay, so I finally got the fresh cells. Just gonna pull these out. So this camera here is basically the same as the other one. Now this one here has an issue to where it does not store date and time. There's a little bitty soldered on rechargeable cell that is supposed to hold that information when you pull the primary batteries out, but that has long died in this camera. So it can be kind of frustrating when I'm going back and going through footage, trying to figure out what day the recording was from, but other than that, not too big of a deal. And change this out. So this particular WeatherCase here, this was my first one, and I rebuilt it in 2018. And the other one, that camera, I've actually used a few different cameras over the years, but in 2020 I purchased an extra Kodak Zi8 and built the current WeatherCase for it, so that way I have matching cams. So you see, I'll start this one up, and you can see it's asking me for the date and time. It thinks it's January 2009, and it's quite a bit of trouble to fiddle through and set the date and time on this thing, so I just say screw it, don't set it. And that one is recording now. So again, they're basically the same. This one actually has a fisheye adapter on it. It still has its original fixed focus lens, but I have an adapter on it to basically make it fisheye. The other camera actually has a fisheye lens out of an action camera. So you can see this tripod, it's all rusted. This tripod stays out here. It never moves, and I'm probably going to end up eventually building me a permanent mount like I have for StormCam 2 over there. But that's it. That's really all there is to it. These particular cameras, the Zi8s, you can find them cheap on eBay for like $20 used, and they're freaking reliable. I'll say that. I mean, these two cameras, they've been put through their paces from temperatures ranging between 6 degrees to 100 plus, considering how hot it gets inside the camera's case. So again, there's the indoor cam that used to sit on the covered screened-in porch when I was living in the old single wide. Sooner or later, I'm going to have this front porch covered, and at that point I may return that camera back to the porch, so we shall see. Yeah guys, that's basically it. That is the tech behind my cameras. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.